Gen CB.
Got some chocolate kisses for everybody. We're going to do a bit of an exercise right now on mindfulness training.
Are they loaded?
They're loaded. And I picked chocolate because we all need to indulge. Little tasty treat, but we all need to indulge. So I don't want you to throw it back in your mouth just yet. As Dana is coming around, we're going to do the first little bit of exercise. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, something very similar. We're going to go back to the breath. I want you to focus on the breath. First step of mindfulness training, we focus on the breath. And if you do on your own time and your own inhale, exhale, okay? Normally we breathe, and we breathe right to the lungs, right? But now I want you to breathe right down to the diaphragm. Fill up that body, right? Allow yourself to be in the moment. This moment in this room with so many amazing men and women, so many amazing entrepreneurs, full of love, full of support for one another, unconditional support. And it helps us get into the moment. Now, my question is, why do we focus on the breath first? That was one of the questions I had, actually. Why do we focus on the breath first?
It quiets your mind.
Quiets your mind, absolutely. It does. I read somewhere a Buddhist monk was teaching about the breath. And a student said, why do we focus so much on the breath? Because we hear it so much. So many different yoga teachers, meditation instructors, they're always talking about the breath. And he said to the student, he said, because the breath is the constant. Now, what does that mean? When we're born, the first thing we do is take our breath. Breath is life, right? And the breath stays with us all the way to our last breath when we're ready to pass on to the next realm. It is the only thing, he argues, it's the only thing that remains constant in one's life. It's the constant denominator. It doesn't change. This is why whenever we feel stressed, somebody cut us off maybe, we can focus on the breath. We can focus on that constant denominator. Bless you. Not a problem. So now when we're in this mindfulness moment, now I want you to have a self-care moment, indulge. Okay? Take that piece of chocolate. And I want you to put it in your mouth. I don't want you to swallow it. I want you to enjoy it. Let it melt in your mouth. I want you to breathe in. Have that self-care moment of indulgence. Now the self-reflection part, I want you to pay attention. How is your body feeling right now? Is it triggering any memories? How's the rest of your body feeling? Internally, externally, mind, body, soul. Anybody wish to share? While you all have chocolate in your mouth, sorry. Planning your next indulgence, excellent. Yeah, so you're scoping out other chocolates? Yeah. Or crickets, if that suits you. Whatever you want, Dana. Yes?
It made me think of my childhood because there was so many kids in my family that when my mom bought a package of caramels, Kraft caramels, they were actually for my dad because he worked so hard. So we were allowed one every Saturday. And so we learned, or I learned anyway, to slowly unwrap it and put it in my mouth and just let it sit there and suck on it and really get the flavor and the enjoyment. And that's what that just reminded me.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that story. I appreciate it. Yes, Heather. Easter. Has anybody ever noticed that the Easter candies are already out? The Cadbury eggs. Yeah, they were out before Valentine's Day. Anybody else wish to share? What does the chocolate remind you of? Or how are you feeling? Yes.
Europe.
Europe.
Yeah, the little cafes that serve the chocolate with the coffee.
Oh, yes.
Melts in your mouth.
It is, yeah, literally melting in your mouth, right? Yes.
I noticed I was judging chocolate.
You're Thank you.
Chocolate is shit. European chocolate is good. Totally judgmental.
But I want to thank you. Thank you so much for saying that. I appreciate it because you're honest in the moment, right? You're honest. You're allowing yourself to acknowledge that right here. That's huge. And that's when you're able to flush out whatever you need to flush out in order to decide what it is you want to do next. So what is it that you want to do next from that piece of chocolate?
Well, I enjoyed it for what it was.
Yeah.
But then there was an awareness of, this judging self, and then seeing it expand into other places that I judge. So they're very quick.
Yes. Yep.
Very, very quick.
Yeah.
It's like a spark, but then, oh, well, I'll just enjoy this chocolate while I'm here present and deal with that stuff later.
Very cool. It unlocks, right? Mindfulness does unlock things that we need to focus on.
It frees you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. That's huge. That's honest and that's real. Anybody else wish to share? Yeah, Barb.
Just focused on how different that chocolate was, because as you let it melt, there was like little cookies inside. It's like, oh, this is, so I was really focused on what was happening as opposed to having an answer or
Cool.
experiencing anything or having a thought forward.
So hidden discoveries, hidden treasures in mindfulness moments, right? We can always mask whatever it is we're experiencing can definitely be a metaphor for what we are experiencing along our life's path, right? Little treasures that pop up randomly and appreciation for that, right? Yes.
I realized something. I always say I don't like chocolate. So
Okay.
I had a chocolate.
Okay.
But savoring the chocolate, letting it melt in my mouth and just getting into the moment, I remembered why I don't like chocolate, because I worked for Roundtree for a month and going there all day long, smelling the chocolate, being there, I was over inundated with it, so I still had that aversion. Right now, I think I like chocolate again.
Beautiful. Woo! Give a round of applause for Jessie on that one. I made her a lover of chocolate. Yeah.
And like
Yes.
Bob says, it melted and it became really special and fun again.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for doing that. For me, chocolate is a hard one. I love this exercise in mindfulness moments because I have struggled, which I didn't talk about tonight, depression and obesity. And so chocolate for me, I am a chocoholic, but I can't turn it off. Like if I have one, then it'll quickly just fill up my stomach. So I have to have another, and I have to have another, and I have to have another. So this, to slow it down, helps me more appreciate the moment of chocolate versus getting full from chocolate. So, and it helps me keep my weight down and all that. That's a whole nother discussion. Okay. Yes?
A little bit of guilt.
Guilt. Interesting.
Guilt, eating chocolate.
Little bit of guilt. Because it's not maybe your cheat day or whatever.
You should just give it to me.
Oh, I ate it. Oh, I
Yeah.
I ate it.
Yeah.
Just a little, I should be eating chocolate, but did it anyway.
Well, good. I'm proud of you. But acknowledging that, and that's amazing. You know, it is about acknowledging the positives and negatives that we have in life, right? And I go back to, I'm going to conclude with this. I go back to mindfulness training doesn't eliminate the trials and tribulations of life. I'm not going to be up here and pretend to be your guru. Life's amazing and, you know, all of daisies and roses and happily ever afters. No, right? We all face trials and tribulations in life because it helps us grow and expand. But mindfulness helps us find the clarity in the moment of chaos. Thank you very much, guys.